All right, so hopefully you had a chance to try this on your own, but it's pretty straightforward as far as, just plugging in values of t and getting values for x and y. So if I plug in 0, cosine of 0 is 1, cosine of pi over 2, okay, we're up at 90 degrees, so we're at 0. At t equals pi, we're at negative 1. 3 pi over 2, we're back at 0. And then for 2 pi, the cosine is 1 again. Okay. Now we can do the same thing for the sine, because the y is sine of t. So we're going to get 0, 1, 0, minus 1, 0. Okay, now we can plot those points. Really, these are all values that are either on the x or the y axes, right? So we may need to have, to plot a few more points in order to get a better sense of what's going on here. Because, okay, so 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1. Okay, this is t equals 0. This is t equals 1. Over here at pi, this is, this is t equals pi over 2, right? And then this is t equals pi. And then down here we're at t equals 3 pi over 2. And then we come back around to t equals 2 pi. Okay, so we're back around where we started. So you might expect it's looking like a circle. And now if I wanted to, I could plot a few more points, like pi over 4. It's right in between 0 and pi over 2. And if I put in pi over 4, I'm going to get square root 2 over 2 comma square root 2 over 2, because it's just the cosine and the sine. Okay, and square root 2 over 2 is about 0.707, so I could, come up from 0.7 and over, and you can see we're going to have a point like that. So if you wanted to plot a few more points, you could do 3 pi over 4 and 5 pi over 4 and 7 pi over 4, and you're just going to get, these other values in the these points in the other quadrants, right? So, but long story short, we can connect these up and you will end up with a nice, it'll be a nice round circle. Well, my circle obviously is not nice and round, but you get the idea. You're going to end up with a circle, all right? So, and we're moving. This is another thing that's important to note, is that we're moving in the counterclockwise direction, right? Because as time advances, we're going around in the counterclockwise direction. Now, another way to see that this is a circle is that the Pythagorean identity, right? Pythagorean identity says that cosine squared of t plus sine squared of t equals 1, right? And cosine is x. So this is the same as x squared plus y squared equals 1. So we have a circle with a radius of 1. All right, so that's kind of another way to see that if we wanted to take this parametric curve and turn it into what's called a Cartesian curve, right? This is called a Cartesian curve because it's it's in terms of x and y, in terms of the Cartesian coordinates. So we call this the Cartesian curve, or a Cartesian equation, right? So it's a circle. And let's see what's coming up next. I think we got some more examples here. All right, here's another one for you to try. So take a look at this one, try it yourself, and then you can watch the next video if you need some help with it.